What's up, guys? We are back. It's just me and Griff tonight. Cole is down in Tampa at a camp getting ready for this upcoming baseball season. I know he's listening. I know he's very proud. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Got a little basketball. Keely Ringo hitting 26 and a half miles an hour, which there's a caveat to that, but still very impressive. We got the combine coming up. Dogs are looking good. But yeah, let's get right into it.
And Bob, he's running over people. Oh, you heard the walking.
We just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot and broke their nose. We just crushed their face.
Defense, 40, 30, they won't catch him. Go, Swift, into the end zone. Touchdown! The freshman just ran it back to Philadelphia. Throws near sideline, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, Keely Ringo at the 21. Off he goes, 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, near sideline. Breaks the tackle, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, 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 Georgia.
I know I'm asking a lot, you guys, but hunker it down one more time.
Welcome in, everybody. We appreciate y'all joining as always. And if you haven't yet, please like the pod, leave us 5 stars, subscribe. Even if you don't listen to it on Apple Podcasts, it would mean the world to us. Cole's down in Tampa. He's getting ready for the season. I'm kind of expecting a Cy Young by 2025, so I'll excuse him for this type of matter. Me and Griff can hold it down till then. But anyways, Griff, how was your week?
It was good, just working, getting after it, and it's been a pretty easy week. It felt like it's gone by fast. It's gonna be Friday tomorrow, so crazy stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I got bar review tonight, so I'm gonna go meet up with everybody after I do the show. But we got some stuff to take care of. First off, the Dawgs, unfortunately, 0-2 since we last spoke to the people. I actually did not get to watch the Tennessee game. I was down at Pound Hall just handing out triple doubles left and right, just looking like a young LeBron out there, just passing, rebounding, truly doing it all. But the Hoop Dogs, been a toughie. It's been a tough week. The Vanderbilt loss I did watch, and that one was particularly tough.
Yeah, let's talk about that one first because I felt like we played really, really well offensively, and defensively, it seemed like their scheme just got people open, and they made shots, dude. They made shots all night long. Just 3-ball after 3-ball after 3-ball, and they just made shots. And we couldn't keep up at the end. We made so many runs to get within one score, and then it would go back to 7 or 8, and then we would get back to one score, and then we just could never get past that hump.
Yeah, that was the unfortunate part. Is if you watch Georgia basketball this year, they're not a high octane, high scoring team. We go out there, we score 82, but give up 85. So,
and it sucks because that's a game that we really, really needed to win. It would have put us at 4-2 in SEC play going into the Tennessee game. You really need to win those home SEC matchups. And
Ken Palm really values home losses, or devalues, I guess I would say. It hurts you a lot if you have a home loss.
Yeah, we really need to win that one. It sucks we didn't get it, but it's okay.
We're going to win the SEC.
We just got to – if you win one of these road games that we have coming up too, that completely erases that loss. It doesn't even matter anymore because we have an absolute gauntlet coming up on the road. And if you include that Tennessee game, I guess next 5, but including Tennessee game. You had Tennessee away, and then we do Auburn and Texas A&M away, and then Alabama away, and then Arkansas away. And that's
Buzz Williams has Texas A&M playing really well too. They just beat somebody pretty good.
They beat Auburn. Yeah. Auburn in Auburn. Yeah.
By 20, I think. I don't think it was a close game either.
No, it wasn't. They won by 14 or something like that. Yeah, they played well. And I've watched them a few times this year, and they've been good. They've been really good. So
that's the thing, though. When you got a scrappy team like Georgia's got, you're always in these games. So that's some hope that you have. Sometimes they can keep it close, really, when they shouldn't. Tennessee game, not much to say about it. Close first half, kind of got away from them in the second half. But all I know is that if it wasn't raining and that game was played on a neutral court, I think Georgia would have won.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very fair. We played well from the get-go. It felt like we were able to hit some shots at the beginning, and then we just fell apart. The defense got to us, and they kept scoring and we didn't. I mean, that's really all there is to it. And, you just got to move on from that one. You're a team that's trying to take your program to a different level, especially at the level that we've been the past couple of years. I mean, so it doesn't hurt that bad. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I care less. That's just part of the process. I mean, so we'll get there eventually. I really do. I think we'll get there with Mike White. So.
Hey, and big shout out to Nick Claxton, because I think he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's having an incredible year. He's had like 4 or 5 games in a row when he's dropped 20, 25 points. For like 4 blocks. Nick Claxton's having a great season. Love him. Great guy. One of the best Georgia players in the league, because there's not that many. It's pretty much him, KCP, and Ant. So
yeah.
Hopefully that'll start to change though. So
yeah.
But I think. Oh yeah, we play South Carolina Saturday.
That should be a win. You have to win that game.
Me and Griff are probably going to be in the building. We'll see. And then you got Ole Miss at home on a Tuesday. I'll probably try to go to that one too, because that's a winnable game.
We do South Carolina at home, Auburn and Texas A&M on the road, and then Ole Miss at home. We get 3 games at home in a row after those 2 away games.
Yeah, then Kentucky at home, and LSU at home will be a good one to go to, because LSU's pretty bad.
I feel like this 6-game stretch that we're about to go on is a really good stretch to get right, because you got Auburn, who we've already beat. I mean, you got South Carolina first. That's tune-up game, get right again, win that game, because they stink. And then you go to Auburn. This is a team you've beat this year already once. I mean, you know how to play them clearly. It's going to be in a hostile environment, but you're going to have to win one of these road games eventually. And so you got Auburn and Texas A&M, who've both been playing pretty well recently. If we get one of those, I feel good about that. And then we get Ole Miss at home, who's not very good. We already beat them once this year. Should win that game. And then you get Kentucky at home. I think that's a winnable game. I mean, we had them beat for most of the game in Kentucky, and we let it go. So, and then you get LSU at home, who hasn't been playing well all as of late, and I think we can get that one. So
let's just win them all.
I mean, that would be great if you come out of this stretch with 4-2, 5-1. That's really successful, because then you go to Alabama and to Arkansas. So, and
after those last 2 games, the Alabama and the Arkansas, that's when I think you really, really, really need to build some momentum. You got Missouri at home, which Missouri's actually played well this year at times. You got Florida at home, who you can absolutely beat at the Steg. And then you got South Carolina. And if you can win all 3 of those games, 2 games that you're probably going to lose on the road, but you have a chance. Those 3 games, if you can win those 3 and get some momentum going into the SEC tournament, that's your path to the tournament pretty much at this point. You're going to have to win those games.
We need 7 wins to get to 20 wins out of these out of our last however many games there are. So I think if we get to 20 wins before the SEC tournament, we're really, really on the bubble. And I think if you can
get to the semis or something, you got to get
I think that our best chance to get in the tournament is 20 wins at the end of the season, and I don't think that guarantees us anything, but I feel like that puts us in a decent spot.
I could see 7 wins here. So you got South Carolina, which you have to win that game. At Auburn, you got a chance. A&M, you got a chance. Ole Miss at home, got to win that game. That's 2.
Yeah.
Kentucky at home, you got a chance. LSU at home, got to win that one. That's 3.
Yeah.
And then Georgia, then Alabama, Arkansas, those are both going to be tough. And then Missouri, Florida, South Carolina, all 3 of those should be wins. So that's 6. You got to win the 6 that you have to win.
And then you got to steal one of those away games. We got to win the home games. That's really what it comes down to. You got to win the home games, beat South Carolina on the road, and steal one other one. If we beat, I mean, I feel like 19 or 18 wins at the end of the season would be not bad in terms. I mean, if we won a couple games in the SEC tournament or something like that, and you get to 20 wins by the end of it, I feel like you got a shot. But we're really going to have to. We really are going to have to win some big games, because we really don't have any right now at all, and so
that's the blueprint.
We need a big win.
You got to win all 6 games that you should, and you got to steal one from somebody.
Yeah.
Kyle said he's going to be on the court Saturday doing a daddy-daughter dance. We'll be looking for you, man.
That's sick.
I'll keep an eye out. But yeah, I think that's about all we got for basketball. We'll recap the games next week that we missed. We'll have 2 pretty big ones to talk about. Let's talk about Keely Ringo. So if you didn't see it today, Keely Ringo's training in North Carolina, I believe, with the guy who trains Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman. Apparently Sherm and Keely Ringo are close, which is funny because I kind of like Keely Ringo to go to the 20th pick to the Seahawks. I feel like that would be a good spot.
They also kind of, I don't know if it's like the dreads or like what, but they feel like they have like the same like body type. Or
they're both larger guys too, because I think Sherm's about 6'3". Like he was a big corner.
Yeah, he was a big corner.
So they clocked him at Tracy Ford's facility. It was an overspeed, which I think means somebody was pulling him a little bit. He got up to 26.3 miles per hour, but that's approximately 23.5 miles per hour in actual speed. And the highest speed clocked in the NFL this year was 22.11 miles per hour. And that's without pads. I get it, but I don't think pads really slows you down that much. Looks like Keely slimmed down a little bit. And if he shows up to the combine running like that, he's definitely going to make himself some money.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, just the speed in general and just the freak athlete that he is, like he's going to get good looks. I mean, I think he goes in the first round pretty easily, especially unless he just like absolutely blows at the combine. He's got enough on tape to be a first rounder for sure. I mean, so
6'2" cornerbacks that run 4.3s usually don't stick around too long. No matter what you want to say about good tape, bad tape, you know, he's obviously had some huge moments. He's had some moments that weren't so huge, but the numbers speak for themselves. We saw it with Trayvon Walker. We saw it with Jordan Davis. Both those guys showed up to Indy and just absolutely went nuts. Trayvon Walker became the first pick in the draft. And I mean,
I think Jalen Carter is going to be that kind of guy too. You can definitely see him going number one overall. I mean, which would be awesome. Back-to-back number one picks and back-to-back championships.
Yeah, it just sucks that he is a defensive tackle because I could definitely see the Bears just whoever wants a quarterback is going to want to jump the Texans. And if somebody offers the Bears something ridiculous, they're going to take it and it won't be Jalen. Yeah. But I'm still proud of him. He's still going to be a top 5 pick, you know, so.
I don't know who would offer anything to the Bears though. I don't know who would like really just be that desperate Carolina to do it.
Or Indianapolis.
Maybe Indy, but I don't know. Like if they want freaking Will Levis, then just wait. I mean, and I feel like that's what I've heard a lot of. But
man, I've had to have the talk with people on Twitter this week that I actually kind of really like Anthony Richardson. I can say it now because he's not at Florida anymore. But the thing that really kills me is everybody's like, oh, well, he played terrible at Florida. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. That's not what being an NFL quarterback's about. The fact of the matter is the kid can flick the ball 80 yards with his wrist. He's huge and he can run. He's good.
Look at Josh Allen's stats from his last year in college.
He completed like 49% of his passes. And Josh Allen is the exception. But that's the point, is you see somebody like Jake Haener. Jake Haener is a great example because I liked him last year. Kid out of Fresno State. Yeah. He works really well. He's a good college quarterback. He will never be what Anthony Richardson is. He's never going to be 6'4". He's never going to run a 4.5, and he's never going to be able to throw it as far as him. That's the thing is,
at the same time, like you want to bet on like all that stuff because like, you know, like the ceiling is just so much higher. But then also at the same time, like you want your guy to be serviceable. Like, I mean, when you got
unless you have a plan to sit him, and I think every NFL team should sit every rookie quarterback at least one season.
When Bailey Zappi came in for the Patriots and just like was playing really well, like you could see where I mean the value in like taking him, especially he got drafted like what 5th round or something like that.
Something like that.
So
it all depends on situation too. Like that's another thing that I always harp on is people say, oh well, you know, if the Falcons take it on, like, there's no guarantee the Falcons are going to take him. If the Bears had taken Mitch Trubisky, he might be like the biggest joke, and not Mitch Trubisky. Like, it's not.
No, it's so weird because like situation matters so much. Like you can put
look at Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was awful last year, and now he's with a competent coach, and they just went to the 2nd round of the playoffs.
Even look at think about like Lamar Jackson. What if Lamar Jackson went to like a system that's just like heavy on the pass game, like. And I mean, I think John Harbaugh did a good job of adapting his system to Lamar. I mean, I think that was really the only option he really had at that point. But I mean, he wouldn't succeed in like a Chiefs offense where you have to like be accurate consistently and, you know, make short throws and dice up an offense or defense. Like he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's good in his own way. Like it's just different.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm doing my draft stuff a little early this year because I got to study for the bar. But I think I have Richardson 3rd. I think I have him behind Young 1st, Stroud 2nd, and then Richardson. And then I think I have Levis. I'm maybe forgetting somebody, and then Stetson. because after that, it's really not that great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like there is one person.
I think there is somebody I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, but regardless, yeah, I know. I'm excited to see how many guys get drafted. That's my new favorite part of the draft. Like, I love seeing who the Falcons pick and stuff.
I'm excited to see where Stetson goes, man. Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I saw Mel Kiper's comment where he thinks he goes in the 3rd round. I think that would be awesome. I think that
I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
I don't think it is either. I mean, you talk about it's Mel Kiper. Like, he knows what he's talking about. I mean, I don't know. I could definitely see him like fall into like 5th or 6th too. But I mean,
and I understand why Stetson's not going to be a 1st-round pick because everybody always talks about age, yada yada, whatever.
Yeah.
He is going to be 30 years old whenever he gets his 2nd rookie contract. If he gets his 5th-year option picked up, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
because you look at somebody like Lamar Jackson. He's arguing over like his 5th-year. He just played on his 5th-year option. He's arguing over a franchise tag, and he's 25 or 26. So
right, yeah, and I mean, I think that, but I also think that it could be very helpful at times. Like, you think about Kenny Pickett, like. The situation he came to in Steelers, like, he's so experienced already. Like, because he's old. He's old too, or he was, like, when he got drafted. And I think that it helps too. Sometimes you have a seasoned quarterback already. Yeah. Joe Burrow was old. So, I mean, you have a seasoned quarterback, like, going into as a rookie. I mean, I think it helps a little bit. But
I did like the point somebody made. It's a little, I would tweak kind of the language use. I can't remember. I think it was Casey Hayward, I think. And he was like, "Don't tell me Stetson Bennett couldn't do what Brock Purdy is doing in San Francisco right now."
Absolutely.
I agree with that, but I take that as in the sense that Stetson has been drafted. He's had like 14 weeks of NFL training and practice, a whole offseason, like Brock Purdy got. Like, in the same way, he could absolutely do the same thing. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think he's definitely just as talented as Brock Purdy at the least. I mean, maybe even more. I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of Iowa State football on Brock Purdy, or I mean, I've watched.
Oh, I did. I bet on them all the time. They were the worst team of all time to bet on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I didn't. I think I jumped on that train for a little bit, and then I stayed away from it after that because they just disappointed me so much.
They were very frustrating. Very frustrating. So let's talk about somebody else. We talked about Stetson, a big part of the offense. Let's talk about another big part of the offense. We're still on Todd Monken watch.
Yeah.
But the good news is the Buccaneers, who said that he was their number 1 choice, they're interviewing other candidates. We haven't heard about him taking any interviews, which doesn't mean he hasn't. Haven't heard about him taking any interviews. Haven't heard really any other rumors ever since last week when we heard, the Bucs really like him. So maybe Monk gets to stick around 1 more year. That's all I'm asking for. That is all that I want. Obviously, I want him as long as he wants to be here until he retires, but just give me 1 more year. One more for the 3-peat. Let us go for the 3-peat. And then the NFL can have him, and I promise I won't complain. Yeah. But I want him as long as he's coaching until he retires. I know he's going to go to the NFL one day. Please, just 1 more year, 1 more.
Yeah, I want to see him stay as long as we can have him. Like, I know ill will when he inevitably does move on, but I mean, I want to see him stay just because he's so awesome, and I'd love to see him stay until Dylan Raiola gets into town if he does.
Yeah.
But
apparently they have a good relationship too, which is another thing that really sucks about him potentially leaving.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that we can still be high in the running for that if he doesn't stay. But, I'd really love to see him stick around at least.
I want to see Carson Beck in the system, man. We saw flashes of it this year. I'd love to see Carson Beck get a little burn in his system, but I mean, you've seen the numbers. Like, we saw the graphs too. We talk about like most efficient play callers, and Monken is number 1 by an absolute mile. He has the college game just in an absolute chokehold, and that's why he's probably going to go back to the NFL because it's a lot less work. Yes, the competition's a lot higher, but you don't have to recruit. It's not as demanding of a job. Believe it or not, it sounds crazy, but it's not as demanding of a job. And that's what he likes to do. He likes to draw it up, and it's not something like at Georgia where he's got to save all those plays to beat up TCU by 58 points. It's every week. So, I hope he stays. I understand if he doesn't, but I really hope he does.
Yeah, I hope he does too. I mean, dude, when he came in, I was like, I didn't really know that much about him when he came in, but I did know that he made Jameis Winston throw for 5,000 yards in a season. So that's pretty impressive on his end. He did throw 30 picks that year, but I mean, that's not really a Monk.
Yeah, I just remember it was weird because he went to Southern Miss. First year they went 1-11. Then they went 3-9. And then they went 9-5. And then after that he left. He went back to the NFL. I think he went back to the NFL after that. Am I mistaken? Yeah, that's when he went to Tampa. He went to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to the Browns, and then that was when he come back to Georgia. Because I mean, he was fine as a head coach. He definitely does not want to be a head coach again. So I understand that. But
yeah, no, I don't know why you would, especially when you're as good as you are at what he does. Like, why would you even, just stick to what you're good at?
Yeah, but we'll have to see. It's just a brutal cycle. This whole NFL hiring process, it goes on for a while. We're not even to the Super Bowl yet, and we still got plenty of time. This is just something I wrote in the notes. Nebraska wants to be us so bad. I gotta say, Matt Rule, great strategy. He sees all the transfers leaving the best team in the country, and he's like, I'll just take all those guys. So Jacob Hood, the offensive tackle, committed to Nebraska. Eric Gilbert, Nebraska. MJ Sherman, Nebraska. I wouldn't be surprised if one or two more of those guys went over there. I don't know about Singletary unless they got a bag for him or something. Maybe even Dom Blaylock. I could see Dom going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it's cool to see our guys stick together, I guess. I mean, and I don't care about Nebraska at all. Like, I don't care about the Big Ten. Like,
I don't think we're going to be seeing them in the playoffs. So
yeah. So I mean, like, it's cool at least to be able to. We can go watch Nebraska play and see some guys that, we want to see do well. I mean, I don't have any ill will towards those guys like we talked about before. I mean, we talked about how there's certain circumstances where when people leave, they may not be a DGD or whatever, but, you wish them the best, and you still pull for them.
The only one I hate when they go to rivals. The only one that I think I will still pull for is Trezman Marshall. I hate that he went to Bama, but I love Trez. I'll still be a fan.
I hope he gets to the NFL and does well, but next year I hope that Bama stinks. So, that's really just all it comes to. Sorry, Trez.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough. But yeah, I think that's all we really had in terms of transfers, movements, stuff like that. I keep forgetting we have Smoke Louie now too. I'm very excited about him.
Yeah.
I wonder where Singletary is going to end up. I really haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah, I haven't either. I mean, it's crazy because it feels like it's so sudden, especially with transfer portal and stuff. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. Yeah,
exactly. Oh, well, guys, we promised you a shorter show tonight. We are going to talk about some of the questions we got in the replies.
I got them right here. I'll just start from the top. We already answered this one on Twitter. Mr. Late Breaking News, how about a little UGA baseball preview? But we're going to get to that in the future.
I think it would be kind of dumb if we did that without Cole. I'm going to be completely honest.
I mean, we have to. We have to have Cole for that. So I promise we will get to that. We love some Dawgs baseball. Hades says, does Mahomes beat Burrow and the Bengals on one leg?
This is great. I love this question. In the beginning of January, I was looking at the board. I was seeing the board. I was just feeling the board out. And there are the little Cincinnati Bengals sitting with the seventh longest odds at plus 650 to win a Super Bowl. And this is a team that one of the hottest teams in the NFL over the past 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I'll take the Bengals. I watched them with the game that happened with DeMar Hamlin. I think they were on their way to absolutely whipping the Bills, kind of like they just did. And now you got Patrick Mahomes a little hobbled. I think the Bengals are going to win. Let's do both. We'll get to the Eagles 49ers next, but I do think the Bengals are going to win. I need to hedge a little bit, but I think the Bengals are going to win, and I kind of just want to let it ride.
I actually think the Chiefs are going to win. I really trust Patrick Mahomes, even if he is a little hurt. He's just so good, and this year they've been so good just all together, and it just feels like another one. It feels like his second year for Super Bowl. It really does to me. And I took a future on them this week with just the 4 teams odds, plus 270 or something like that for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. But yeah, I think it's them. I like Patrick Mahomes the best out of all the quarterbacks in this. I mean, Burrow is really awesome, and I love Joe Burrow. I definitely like him more, just like in terms of
they're both very likable guys. Like
they
Josh
are
Allen,
for
too.
sure.
All three of those AFC quarterbacks are like it's not like Tom Brady or like Roethlisberger or like
it's not like polarizing. Like I hated Tom Brady, but like I really do like Joe Burrow, and I like Patrick Mahomes a lot, regardless of his brother or his wife. But I think at home, I think they have to win that game. I don't know. But the Bengals have been good on the road, so I don't know. I just don't know if you make it 2 road games like that and come out on top in both of them. That's just so tough. It feels like 2 playoff games on the road.
Well, the Bengals, they have a tenacious front. They did so good in free agency. I guess it would have been 2 years ago. After Burrow's rookie year when he tore his ACL, like Trey Hendrickson, those guys, like they get after it, man. They can get after the quarterback, and it might be a repeat of that Tampa Bay Super Bowl against Mahomes when he was just running for his life the whole time. And if he's on a bad leg, it could get ugly. And there's no Tyreek Hill to bail him out. We saw he threw it to Kelsey 14 times in the last game. I don't know. The Chiefs just haven't looked that unbeatable. I do think. I don't know. I'm going to stick with the Bengals. I'll go with the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to win.
Yeah, I'll go with Chiefs. I have too much faith in Patrick Mahomes, even if he is a little banged up. And I have faith in Andy Reid, too. I think he's going to draw up protection well for Patrick Mahomes and give him the best chance. So
I want to talk about this game, though, because this is my big smarty pants bet. I put this one in I think right before the season or maybe like week 1. I bet the Eagles to win the NFC. And I do like the 49ers. I've said it on the show before, I'm pretty sure. I love watching the 49ers play football. It's like poetry, the way they run the ball, play defense. Beautiful to me. But the Eagles are really good, man. They had 70 sacks this season and the number 1 ranked pass defense. And not to mention that their offense is really good. I just think the Eagles are the best team. I think they're the most complete. Does that mean they're going to win? Absolutely not. I'll definitely be putting in a small hedge to at least cover my losses in case they don't win. But I'm in a good spot. I got 2 hedges, and one way or the other, I think I'm going to come out on top here. So that's nice. But the Philadelphia Eagles, I think, are going to win the Super Bowl. I think they're going to beat the Bengals, but I'll be in a hedge spot for that if the Bengals do get in. But I don't know. What do you think?
I think I've said I think it's going to be the Chiefs. I already bet on it, but I don't know. It feels.
The Eagles 49ers game. My bad.
Oh yeah, Eagles 49ers though. I think it's I bet on the Niners in this game, and I really don't know why, because I've been waiting on Brock Purdy to make that rookie mistake, especially in the playoffs versus but I don't know. I think that maybe the system is just so good that it might not matter that much, and I really like their defense, and I think that they're going to give Jalen Hurts some trouble. I think they got a lot more speed on the outside and are going to draw up a lot more, just spies and stuff to keep him contained. And I think that they're better built for that than the Giants were for sure.
You talk about the Giants or the Bengals putting pressure on the Chiefs. A team that had 70 sacks against a rookie quarterback. And I will say, I did see this today. I don't mean to scare you off your 49ers, but it was some NFL guy. He posted a clip, and I didn't see it at first. I didn't notice it. He posted a clip. It was all of Brock Purdy's interception worthy throws and stuff, and dropped interceptions and stuff. It was 1 minute and 50 seconds long.
Dude,
and these weren't drawn out either. This was many, many, many throws where he should have thrown picks, and I'm afraid that's going to regress to the mean at some point. And if it does, it's probably going to be Sunday.
It's just Brock Purdy's burned me 3 times since he's been playing, and I don't want to get burned again. Really is, I think, what it is too. And I like the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has been fun to watch. I like Devontae Smith. I like A.J. Brown, Jordan Davis.
Nakobe Dean both get rings.
You got the Dawgs on there. But I don't know. The Niners, it just felt like the play for me. I feel like everybody's going to be on the Eagles too after they dominated the Giants at home last week. And I also think that might play a factor. Is I feel like the Niners played a significantly better team last week than the Eagles did, and I just don't know how. I don't know. Maybe that plays a factor at the beginning of the game. The Niners come out better prepared to play a good team than the Eagles do. I don't know. I don't know if that affects it at all. But
we'll see. I don't know. I think they're both going to be good games. I hope so, because those games last week all kind of sucked.
Yeah, they were not fun. Especially that Eagles-Giants game just was so bad. Like,
I was barely paying attention to that game, man. I was at like I had a bunch of people over, and we were just like every couple 20 minutes we'd look at the screen. And
yeah, I was watching it with Cole, and we literally turned it off and turned on 21 Jump Street because it was so bad. Like,
oh my gosh. But yeah, that's there you go. There's your predictions. Thank you to whoever asked. We always love to
Hades.
We like to sprinkle in a little NFL talk always.
All right, we got Kevin Killips. Stetson was the field goal holder all season. Did we just never pull the trigger on a fake, or was it more to show NFL teams he can do more to potentially help their team?
I think it could be both. I can't think of a time where we ever really needed it, because like the Ohio State game, you could argue that we needed it with Pod missing field goals, but at those points in the game, we had to have those 3 points. And I think Kirby could be a little gun shy on fakes after the whole Justin Fields.
And one time, didn't we run a fake field goal kick against Missouri? Pretty sure we did.
Now that you say it, I kind of think we did, but I feel like...
And that was a game we definitely needed it. And I think we got it, and then we still didn't score a touchdown. If I'm remembering that right, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not 100% on that.
I'm going to look, because I feel like I've watched the season highlights. Oh, yep, nope, we didn't. Let's see, what was it? Oh, yeah, it was Stet too, just straight up the middle.
Yeah, it was a run play.
We were down 16-3. I think we did. We did kick a field goal after that.
We didn't score. I remember that. I was so pissed that we didn't score after that.
In your defense, I can understand why you wouldn't remember this, because, like I said, it was a 4th and 3. They didn't score a touchdown, and Stet got like 7 yards.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I did remember. I knew that was right, but yeah. So I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think that we ever really needed. I feel like that stuff is just gimmicky most of the time anyway. Like, I don't feel like Kirby is much for that type of gimmicks. I think it's more of like, if you don't win up front, then you don't deserve to win anyway. Like, so.
Yep. I agree. So, but yeah, I think to the second part of your point, I do think that does add a lot of value. I don't think people really understand how hard holding in the NFL is. I mean, everything in the NFL is hard, like, honestly. But it is something that is valuable, because I remember Pat McAfee talked about it on his show one time. It was like he said that like he could hold kicks or something whenever the Colts GM called him, and he was like he got off the phone. He's like, I've never held in my life or something. And I think it was Vinatieri maybe, who was the kicker at the time, called him, and he's like, you better figure it out. Something along those lines. I don't remember. I would go look it up if you're interested. It's a pretty funny story.
It's like, it also just adds another layer to your like special teams. Like, when you're out there kicking a field goal and you've got a quarterback holding it, like, and not like a punter or something. Yeah. It's like, oh man, like, that's the opportunity is more there, I guess. I don't know. But if especially an elusive guy like Stet, so
if the Patriots didn't have Bailey Zappi, that would make so much sense, just for the special teams factory. Gosh. Bill would probably have him covering kicks.
Dude, if Stetson Bennett played on the Patriots,
oh god, everybody would start doing the Tom Brady thing and stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, last question from Hunter
Moss, our boy.
Loyal viewer.
He asked Cole a question about the round door that he got stuck in. I don't know.
Yeah, what prompted that? What prompted that post?
I don't know. I kind of understood it completely. I've never been a fan of those doors, except for when you're a kid, and you like to play in them. But
I just have the funniest vision of Cole like walking into some place, like the revolving door messing up, and him just getting on Twitter like, "These guys are stupid."
Yeah. My question was, he asked us all one question, but my question was, favorite ass whooping Georgia has ever handed out besides Natty. And this is the easiest question to answer ever for me. 2017, Tennessee, 41-0 in Knoxville. That game was just so, it was so beautiful. After the Hail Mary the year before that, and we walk in there and just skunk them. Nothing ever felt better. Their stadium was empty by halfway through the third. It just was beautiful. That was the best for sure.
This is recency bias, and I'm going to say this probably because I was at the game. I might go Florida 2021. Nakobe Dean getting the pick six, getting the fumble right before half, and then just absolutely grinding him down with a run. That one was fun. I want to say Arkansas because they were number 8. I mean,
that was a good one too.
It was a big game at the time, and it just didn't feel like it after that. Like that didn't have the feeling that a lot of those had. And I feel like because Georgia and Arkansas is not really like a big rivalry, and we like Sam Pittman and stuff. But I mean, they were the number 8 team in the country. We absolutely gave it to them.
Yeah. No, the Tennessee one is absolutely number 1 for me. It's not close. Like I hate them so much, and like that game was so beautiful, and
yeah,
it was from the beginning too. I mean, like literally the first play of the game is a pick, and it couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, I definitely.
All right.
Yeah,
and last question is for you, and it's what's the final Braves rotation for this season?
Oh, wait, final. I don't know if he means like final after spring training or at the end of the year. I'm going to say spring training because I can't think that far ahead in the future.
Yeah.
It's going to be Fried, Strider, Kyle Wright. I'm blanking right now. I haven't done any Brave stuff so far this offseason. But those 3 are locked. I think the 5th, I think Ian Anderson is going to get another shot. He will be the 5. That makes a lot of sense. I'm forgetting somebody. I don't know, man. I kind of think Soroka might be able to sneak in there. I don't know if he's going to be healthy enough.
We still have Charlie, right?
Yeah, I said Charlie, didn't I?
Oh, I don't know.
Charlie, Strider, Wright, Fried, and then Soroka or Anderson. You know what? I'll go Mike Soroka. I'll be interesting. I'll say it's Mike Soroka.
I'd love to see Mike Soroka come back. I bought his jersey the season where he was playing really well and everything, and then he's just been hurt, and I haven't worn it in forever.
Yeah. I still have the classic. I bought the Dansby Swanson back when he was number 2, like in his first half of the first season. I still have the number 2 Dansby jersey because we didn't have anybody worth a damn on that team.
No, except for Freddie.
Except Ozzy too, and I already had an Ozzy jersey and a Freddie one too. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's about it. You got anything else?
I mean, that's it. I mean, I just ready for Dawgs basketball to be able to wash the terribleness of Wednesday away with Saturday.
You just want to get back out there.
We got to get right again, and because we were playing good. We went on this little 3-game skid here, and I'm ready to get rolling again because I believe in this team. I really do. I think that they're going to compete till the end of the year. I think it's going to be, I think they're going to have a chance to be on the bubble, and that's all I'm asking for. So.
Yeah, just give us a chance. I just want to punch his chance in the SEC tournament. If we can, let's say first round we draw like Mississippi State, somebody like that, you can win that one, and then you can steal one, and then you look up and you're in the semifinals, and all you got to do is win 2 games, and you got an automatic bid.
Yep.
I don't know. That's my hope at least. We'll see. It's very much a long shot, but
the thing about the SEC tournament is like if you get hot, like.
A&M won it last year.
No, they almost won it. They lost.
Oh no, yeah, that's right.
They didn't make the tournament that year, but that run in the SEC tournament, I mean, they had every opportunity to do it. It would have been sick, but
yeah. And that's the thing too is it may sound like a long shot, it may sound crazy, but we've had people tell us we sound crazy on this show before. Like we said, we were going 15-0 back to back, but
yeah. We'll have some. We need Cole back for that conversation.
I'll let Cole talk about that. I just want to talk to the man. Because
I really do. I just want to know who it is, man.
I want to know if he still feels the same way.
Yeah,
we were being homers too, which is the funniest part.
I mean, but that's what the people are here for. Like, we're not catering this show to anybody other than Georgia fans. If you're listening to this show and
if you want a good non-biased show, go listen to Pate. Like,
yeah,
a good non-biased show, that's not this.
If you're listening to this and you're like a Tennessee fan, Florida fan, Alabama, any of the above, like, why? Why are you here? Like, why are you here to get pissed off? Like, do you enjoy it? Like, I don't know.
Masochist.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I got. Like I said, we're going to run a little short this week. No Cole. Hopefully he'll be back next week. I'm not sure what his camp schedule is looking like. He's down there working hard, throwing absolute heaters. So we'll get him back soon.
Maybe we can redo our top 10 Georgia games because I know we wanted to add some from this season. Maybe we can do that next week.
You know what else we can do? We can get Biggie on and we can do best prop bets for the Super Bowl. They get a week off, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But still, yeah,
we'll do that. We'll still do that. That sounds good. We'll get Biggie on and we'll do best prop bets. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that would be good. I love it.
All right,
the tails never fails.
Yeah, always got to bet the coin flip and the Gatorade.
You have to.
I had an inside track on the Chiefs Gatorade when they played Tampa, but they didn't win. I was so mad.
Oh,
I was so mad. One of my friends, who obviously I won't out him for this, but somebody that I'm friendly with is on the team, and I texted him the day. I was like, "Yeah, what color is a Gatorade?" And he told me, and he sent me a picture of it. And I was so mad that they didn't win that game, but that's how it goes sometimes.
That's how it be. All right,
guys. Well, we appreciate you tuning in as always. We'll be back next week. Talk a little basketball. Maybe talk a little NFL. We'll see. Maybe we'll get some news. Hopefully, we just come on the show for a third time and beg Todd Monken to stay. I'd prefer him to still be here this time next week. But who knows? Maybe we'll get some transfer portal news, stuff like that. But we love you guys. Keep submitting your questions. We'll keep answering them. Please like, subscribe, give us 5 stars. We appreciate it. Go Dogs.